Hey everybody, it's Julie, Kansas City girl in the Colorado world. I'm in my car at work on my lunch break. Yep. It's been I think a month, exactly a month, maybe one day shy, since my last Flosstube. I have not had time to film, or I haven't had the circumstances to film. And I finally was like, I don't know. I didn't know what to do. And then I just saw Christine Calico Whimsy. She did a Flosstube from her car. And the wheels started turning. I was like, hey. Oh, I'm filming like with my phone flipped. I usually don't. I usually just... I'm trying to think how to describe this. I usually film with like a mirror behind my phone so I can see it. This time I actually flipped it to like selfie mode. And I don't know... I think this is the camera here. I'm used to looking over here, so sorry if I'm... Let's regroup. Anyway, I'm on lunch. Work has been crazy. I don't always get a lunch. Sometimes I work through lunch. But today, it's a little slower for once, and I was like, I'm taking an hour lunch. I usually do half an hour. I'm taking an hour. Deal with it. So I'm going to try to still keep this kind of short and sweet, because I'm on the roof of a parking garage at work, and anyone walking by is thinking, who is this lady talking to right now? It's raining. Hopefully it won't like start pouring crazy amounts of rain, which would drown me out, but you might hear a little like pitter patter. It's raining right now. Today is Wednesday, May 8th, if anyone's desperately curious. This is Flosstube number 40. Got my little notes here. I hauled all my crap in my car so I could do this because I'm not gonna have time after work. So let me just kind of jump into what I've been up to. I've got just a little haul. I finally broke down and got the Quilter's Cottage from Fat Quarter Shop. The designer is Lori Holt. Bee in My Bonnet. This is the one, a lot of people are stitching this right now. Jan Hicks is stitching it. Priscilla from Real Housewives is stitching this. And I kept looking at it and I'm like, it's pretty cute. I don't think so. And finally I was like, I don't even remember who I finally broke after the 100th time I saw it. And I was like, yep, I need that. So... grabbed that. Speaking of Priscilla from the Real Housewives of Cross Stitch, I feel like Priscilla like broke Flosstube / cross stitchers of Instagram this past weekend with her new series Chock full. She was doing a class at Midwest, I think it was the Midwest Stitchers Retreat, and she did like a class on finishing, and they had all pre-stitched it, and so it like everybody's posting their finishes, and it's like a patriotic mason jar. It's a mason jar filled with patriotic flowers, and it's so cute. And then Kathy Haberman, Hands On Design, and Priscilla from Real Housewives of Cross Stitch announced it's a whole series, and they showed that the first one that's going to be released is autumn. It's like sunflowers. I have to have it. It's gorgeous. So anyway, I know we're all like super excited about that new Chock series. I went to Hobby Lobby yesterday and got the stand to do the finishing. And then the other pattern I bought was a total impulse purchase. I was scrolling through Instagram and someone had posted like a finish from this designer, and I clicked on the designer, and then I went down the rabbit hole of like, oh, those are cute designs she has. And then I went to her website. It's a Russian designer. It's lkacross.ru, I think is her website. I actually bought it directly from her. She probably has an Etsy too. I don't know. I bought it directly from her website. And it's Winter is Coming. And I have seen so many Game of Thrones patterns, and I just haven't like popped on any of them because there's always like something that's not quite my style about it, or something I don't quite like. And this one, I just, for some reason, this one I really like this style, and it's not that big. Like, this page doesn't have the stitch count on, but it's like reasonable. So I was like, okay, I'm gonna get that. Maybe I'm just caught up in the momentum of the final season of Game of Thrones. Don't get me started. Like, we'll be here for an hour. We can't talk about it, guys. I can't talk about it. I have so much to say. I can't do it. Okay. So then yesterday, after my dentist appointment, I went to the Craft Box, which is my thrifty craft store. It's located in West Denver. I talk about them a lot. You guys always get so excited when I show what I got from the Craft Box. It's an amazing shop. It's in Wheat Ridge, which is a suburb of West Denver. And if any of you are in the area, please go visit this site, this shop. They have cross stitch. I'm like thinking of the layout of the shop in my head. You walk in and there's cross stitch, and then they have like bead stuff, quilting stuff, or knitting stuff, quilting stuff, stamping and scrapbooking, mixed media arts, and then a whole section of fabric for quilting. And the prices are like thrift store prices. It's incredible. Their stock changes all the time. They buy from people and then resell, and they get new stuff all the time. I don't go in super often, about probably once a quarter or so I make it in, and I always find something new that they didn't have last time I was there. Like, they definitely have, new stock. So I went there yesterday because, like I said, it was right after my dentist appointment. There's someone walking by right there. They were lovely as always. I could just stay and chat with them for a while. I was there almost 2 hours, I think. And I got some goodies. So let me show you what I got. Oh, this one I didn't grab for me. It's a dimensions pattern. It's called the Enchanter. And I feel like, and maybe it was Kyle, Stitching and Sound, he either has this one or he wanted this one. I don't know. I have to think about it, but I just grabbed it because it was $1.39 and I had a 20% off punch card. So what I think I'm going to do is it's not a kit, it's just the pattern. I think I'm going to do a giveaway on the Stitchers Coven Facebook group. I think I'm going to post this, and someone there's going to want it. I'm not going to stitch it. I think it's super cool though. And Amy DeVille, did not this one, but she did one. She's stitching one similar. I don't think it's this one though. I think she's doing the Wizard or the Sorcerer or something like that. So anyway, look for that soon on the Stitchers Coven. And I went a little crazy. Like, sometimes at the Craft Box, I'll buy stuff that, like, I'm not even sure I want to stitch, but like the prices are so cheap that I'm like, you know what, I'm just gonna buy it, and if I don't stitch it, whatever, no big deal. So who knows if I'm ever gonna stitch this? I might. Something about this just really spoke to me. It's like it's an old world, like Santa. This is a Leisure Arts kit. It comes, ooh, wow, that's some glare. It comes with, that's an even weave, like a 28 count even weave and all the floss. And it's called Grandfather Frost. And I just like the look of it. It looks like it came out in 2000 because this little guy here says, sorry, I can't see what I'm doing. It says 2000. Anyway, I just like the look of it. Am I ever going to stitch it? I don't know. What I learned about the Craft Box is if you see something you want, or we'll get it, of course, but if you see something that you're like, just get it. Just get it. Because there are things I regret not getting my first visit or two to the Craft Box. That, like, in retrospect, I'm like, why didn't I get that? I should have bought that. So I also got this Thomas Kincaid cross stitch. It's by Candamar Designs and copyright 1997. Let me tell you why I got this, okay? I have been personally traumatized. I'm still looking in the wrong spot. I have been personally traumatized by Thomas Kincaid cross stitch kits. From the new ones. I mean, they're not new, they're discontinued, but you know, the ones you could get at Hobby Lobby, it wasn't Candamar Designs. It escapes me, the company that he was working with all the Disney Thomas Kincaids. Those are beasts. Those are beasts. Like 100 million colors, confetti. You know, I've done the Beauty and the Beast and the Little Mermaid, just the little ones, the 5x7s, and they took me like over a year and whatever. And I told myself, never again am I doing a Thomas Kincaid cross stitch. But this one is small. It is, it doesn't have the stitch count, but the size of it on 14 count Aida is 8x10. And you can actually see like the cross stitches on the design. It's not that big. I mean, it's big, but it's not like crazy. So look at that. When I really looked at it and saw like, you know, these, I'm like, this is doable. It's doable. Who knows if I'm gonna do it. I like the scene. So I just, you know, whatever, I bought it. It's fine. Maybe I won't do it. And then this one is an 1820 English school sampler reproduction. Naturally hand-dyed silk on linen. It's a whole kit. It's by Alice Schroth Sampler Recreations. The Heritage Collection. Excuse me, my allergies are kicking. This is what it looks like. I've never seen this. I have no idea. Here is what, I mean, I've never seen this designer. Here's what it's gonna look like. And then here's it says this is silk, but it sure looks funny. It almost looks like pearl. Maybe it's pearl silk. It looks like pearl cotton, but it's allegedly silk. And then it comes with some like raw linen. It's not like the nice, I mean, it's a little raw. The back says the designs and materials in this kit are authentic and typical of a period dating back 150 to 200 years ago. In working this kit, you will be preserving this tradition as well as creating a personal antique heirloom for your future generations. And there's no year on here, so I have no idea, like, you know, how old this kit is. But I think the colors are really pretty. I like it. I'm into samplers. What else do we have in here? What other goodies do we have? This is the Sampler House Williamsburg Christmas ornaments. I liked a few of them. There goes someone else. Here's what they look like. Whatever, it's like everything's like $1.50, so you just like grab it. And then this one I really do like. This is by the Work Basket, who I actually recently met the designer of the Work Basket. I'll be honest, I can't remember her name. I feel really bad. Candy. I think her name's Candy. I could be making that up though, but I think that's right. I think it was Candy. When I went to the Nikki Creations class in Erie, Colorado, which is a little bit of a further suburb of Boulder, the designer for the Work Basket was at the class. I did not know that she was local, so you know, I've met some celebrities, you guys, just so you know. So anyway, this is an older pattern from the Work Basket. It's called Cabin, and I just really like it. It's like kind of prim, kind of simple. It fits for Colorado, for sure. All right, and then I got some floss. I just grabbed some floss, randomly. No real reason, just for fun. These are, they had a whole bunch of these, I think it's is it Needle Necessities? Necessities ink? Needle Necessities ink. Just some overdyes. And they were really cheap. And I just figure I'll, you know, I'll use them at some point. Because they were cheap. Why not? And then I grabbed this Krynic. I don't know if I even need it or if I already have it. But it's a number 49294. I think the color, it's a periwinkle. Grab this little Krynic because it was $1. Really, that's why. Alright, that's all my haul. Isn't that enough? I have some fully finished objects. Yes, I do. That's why I'm filming this on my lunch break, because one of these fully finished objects needs to be sent out for Mother's Day. Today's Wednesday. I got to get it to my mom by Saturday. So that's why I'm filming in my car. So for Mother's Day, I made my mother, mi madre, this pattern. This was a total impulse. Nikki's Creations posted this a couple weeks ago, like randomly, like, hey, like, go to my Etsy if you want to buy this pattern. And I was like, I do want to buy that pattern. Yes, I do. So it is, it's called Garden Time, but time is spelled T-Y-M-E. Garden Time Sewing Bag. And I stitched this on 32 count cream Zweigart, just a basic linen. Here's what the pattern is. It's with the called for DMC. And then I just made it into a little bag with some like homespun. And the inside is just like some brown. That sewing machine's coming in handy. I just put like some interfacing on it and then sewed it together. And put a little ribbon. It's supposed to be kind of quaint and prim. So this is what I made for my mom. It turned out really cute. And then I also got her a really nice pair of Ginger scissors, because so they're gonna like just go in there. I mean, obviously they're bigger than the bag, but I'm gonna send it to her like that. Because now that I do quilting, I appreciate. My mom had these scissors. I'm pretty sure they were Ginger. I think they were these exact scissors. Growing up, she had these sewing scissors, and we would go grab them and use them to cut any and everything. And she would always be like, do not use my sewing scissors for that. And we like didn't get it. We didn't get it because we were kids, and those scissors were sharp and they cut amazing. So of course, like, we'd go grab those scissors because they were awesome, right? And you know, she probably wanted to like murder us. So now that I appreciate that, I'm going to send her, you know, in the card, I'm going to make some kind of joke about, you know, the fabric scissors. And I'm sorry that I used to use your fabric scissors to cut my hair, to cut my construction paper for school, to cut my clothes up, which I was probably okay, I guess. Really just to cut any and everything. And then my other fully finished object is, I showed you the finish of this. It's a Barbara Anna Hocus Pocus is the pattern. But I actually, there's one of my hairs. This is just some homespun. And then I stuffed it with beads. Polyfill beads or something like that. I think I might, it's either going to stay like this, which is pretty cute, or I might do like a black pom-pom trim around it. But essentially, it's done. So, 2 FFOs. Go me, go me. I also finished a quilt, but I wasn't dragging that in my car today, so I'll show you that next time. Okay, let me show you I'll show you my whips in just a second. I just really want to quickly address Mania. Mania snuck up on me really quick. First of all, I couldn't decide what to do for Mania. Like, I knew I wasn't going to do like 31 new starts. That wasn't going to happen. No way. But I just kept waffling. Like, should I do like focus on one piece? Should I just do whips? Should I do a couple new starts? I just couldn't decide. And then, I went on vacation, on a really quick vacation, and came home on April 30th. And so it just like I was exhausted from vacation. I was tired. I hadn't thought of it, you know, the 4 or 5 days I was on vacation, and it was May 1st all of a sudden. I didn't know what to do. I didn't even stitch on like May 1st or 2nd. I was tired, whatever. So I kept like waffling. In my last video, I told you guys I was waffling, and Kyle from Stitching and Sound was like, here's what you should do. Work on whips all week, and then on the weekend you get a new start. And I was like, that's a really good idea. I like that. Like, that's a compromise. So I was like, I think I'm gonna do that. Like, I'll do whips Monday through Friday, Saturday new start. And then I was like, okay, what whips am I gonna work on? I was like, I could do, you know, so many things were coming to mind. Like, I really want to work on my Snooty Parrot sampler. Maybe I'll just work on that Monday through Friday and get like a ton of progress on it. Maybe I'll work on like my Jane Austen Sal. I'm behind on that. What do I do? And then I was like, I know what I'm going to do. I'm going to work on my Haid, because you know, if I do that Monday through Friday for a whole month, I'll put so much progress in it. But of course, as a lot of you probably understand, like, I'm not super excited to work on my Haid. I know I need to, but it's already a chore, and I just like barely have started it. So I was like, I don't know what to do. And then like May 3rd or something, I was on Instagram, and Diana from It Is Kismet had sent me a message about something unrelated, and I was chatting with her, and I was like, I don't know what to do for Mania. I'm like sitting here like paralyzed. I don't know what to do. And she's like, okay, hit me with it. Like, what are you thinking? And so I was telling her all this stuff. I was like, I don't know what to do. And she was like, okay, don't do your Haid, because if you don't want to work on it now, you're not going to want to work on it just because you made it part of your Mania. Like, she expressed it more eloquently than that, but basically she was like, Mania is going to be a total drag if you like force yourself to work on that project you don't even want to work on. And I was like, you are so right. And so anyway, just like thinking aloud and chatting with her, I decided, you know what I'm going to do? I'm going to work on my Fabulous Women Sal from Clouds Factory. And here's why. It is my oldest whip. It is the oldest whip I have. It's not like that old, but it's the oldest whip I have. I think it was January 2017 that Sal started. So it's my oldest whip. And I love it. And I finally had like sat down and figured out which ladies I was replacing and where, and like finally like finalized my layout when the designer released a few new ladies a couple months ago. So I was like, okay, that's what I'm gonna do. Like, yay, go team. So that was my so then I was like, okay, but here's what I'm gonna do. I want to work on that the most, but I still want new starts. Like, things are talking to me, you know? So here's what I decided. For every lady I complete, because there are 24 of them, for every lady I complete, I can have a new start. And I've already got like 12 ladies complete, so like it's not like I'm starting from scratch here, but for each lady I finish, I can reward myself with a new start, or I can just keep stitching if I'm still like happy to stitch on this. So here's what it's gonna look like overall, and I X'd out some ladies, as you can see, that I'm gonna replace. Not all for bad reasons, but just like other ladies I wanted to put in. But I did remove Coco Chanel because she was a Nazi sympathizer, and we're not okay with that. The other ones I think are fine. They're not controversial. I just had other people I wanted to put in there, like J.K. Rowling, Ruth Bader Ginsburg. So, but that's the layout. I spent over an hour picking out Coco Chanel. My God, it took forever. So this is what I had already had all this done, but I hadn't worked on this in like a year. And then I picked out Coco right there in the middle. Isn't it pretty though? It's so pretty. I really love this piece so much. It's such a good design. So I kind of, it's not cheating, but I already had Frida Kahlo almost done. Like I had her done, and then I had like started the painting. I still needed to do the whole easel, the rest of, and most of the painting. I had the sand done, and I hadn't done the water. So this was, I think I needed to put like 300 stitches in it, and then she was complete. But I really wanted a new start, so I considered that a complete fabulous lady, even though I had like 2/3 of her done already. Maybe 3/4 done already. But I finished her, so I got a new start. These are also not in order, guys. I think I'm going backwards, to be honest. So I rewarded myself with a new start. This is a pattern I've been itching to start. It's by Quiltify Design on Etsy, and it's called All Souls Veerlanden, and this is a black and white printout. But it's a one color pattern, and what I like is you can pick your color. Do whatever you want. So I'm doing it on 40 count vintage buttercream from Lakeside Linens. And let me show you what that linen looks like before I show you what I'm doing with it. It's just a beautiful, ooh, that's probably right. It's a warmer, like golden. It's a beautiful color. So all along for months, I had planned to stitch it with DMC 115, which is this gorgeous deep red variegated beautiful color. And that was always my plan. I love the look of a good like red work sampler on like a nice like golden fabric, and it would have been glorious. And part of me is like still like maybe I should have done that. But I was at Michael's, not for stitchy stuff, just at Michael's, and I just randomly like came across this other DMC, and I just loved it, and I was like, I think I'm gonna do that, and so I did. So this DMC is 4522. It's it goes from like purple to like emerald to brown. It's really pretty. And so I made like a last minute decision to swap those out. And then I wasn't actually gonna, this wasn't necessarily gonna be my next start, but I was so excited about the new floss that I made this my next start. I mean, I had a whole basket of things I could start. I didn't know what I was gonna pick. I was just gonna pick one. But then this one like jumped ahead of the line. So here is where I'm at on this. Oh, actually, that goes this way. That's the upside down. So, this is how far I got. Hopefully you can see some of that variegation in there. It's really pretty. Still kind of subtle, you know, from far away. It's nothing crazy. That's like 2 evenings of stitching. What else do we have in here? I have, these are just the whips from the last month, okay? No particular order. I finally started Hands-On Design Knee High. I'm sorry this is a black and white printout, but you all have seen this pattern. I'm going to do this as a gift. I'm not going to say who, just in case she watches. I made a kind of crazy decision with this one. I had some of the called for colors, and otherwise I just grabbed something very similar. Like with the actual floss colors, nothing crazy. But with the fabric, I decided this could work. I've had this Ship's Manor fabric, this like blue cloudy sky fabric that I've been like, what the heck am I gonna do with that? And I'm like, wait, this could totally work on a beautiful blue sky, right? So that's what I'm doing. But I'm using like, not the called for colors, but the spirit of the called for colors. And this is how far I got on it. And then I set it aside so I could do Mania. And then after Mania, I'll get this back out, and I think I can whip it out in like a week or two. I also worked on my primitive needle, which is hollow. This is my working copy. I definitely wasn't bringing my real copy in the car. And I got a lot of progress on this too. I think I use for School of Magical Stitches and Literature. I use this for a lot of challenges. I'm stitching this on 40 count Murky by Picture This Plus with all the called for floss, which is like 100 weeks dye works. I had already finished page 1. I finished page 2. And then I started, like, the bottom of this tower is like the next set of pages. So there you go, 2 pages down. Isn't it awesome though? But more exciting than 2 pages down is I got like the dense stuff done. Like if you look, so like, look at this pattern. The densest stitching is these 2 things. And I've got those almost done. I still have to do the very bottom trunk of this tree. It's not to say I don't still have a lot of stitching, but I got the 2 like big things out of the way. And then there's like this tombstone's kind of big. So I'm excited. I want to get back to this soon because I think I could start to really like make some crazy progress on it. I want to show it one more time because it's awesome. Snow Queen. Believe it or not, we're supposed to get some snow tonight, you guys. It's May 8th. It's going to snow tonight and all day tomorrow. It's not going to stick because it's only going to be like 42 degrees or something, but it's going to snow. So, Snow Queen by Mirabilia. You know it. You love it. I'm doing this on 32 count Polywog Princess from Hand Dyed by Stephanie. And I settled on a conversion for this. I'm stitching everything as called for except for her hair. I was not feeling the blonde. I wasn't feeling it. So I made her a redhead. If anybody wants the conversion, I'm happy to share. It's no secret. Oh, I love it though. I love how it's turning out. I really do. So I had already had like the reindeer done. And her dress and stuff. Like last time I showed it to you guys, I had like, I think like to here, you know, so I've been working up here. I'm doing her skin 1/1. It's taking forever. That's why I actually had to take a break and start working on her hair. Her face is not done, but I needed a break. So I might get this back out probably tomorrow. It's supposed to start snowing at like 10 p.m. tonight. I'll be in bed. So probably, but it's going to snow all day tomorrow. So I'll probably get it out tomorrow and work on it. Isn't it awesome? Isn't it gorgeous? Oh, this could be my screen grab. In the car with the steering wheel. Oh, it's so pretty. All right, what else do we have in this bag of goodies? Oh, it's our last one, you guys. Our time is almost done. That's fine, I'm hungry. I gotta go get some food. Jane Austen, Works of Jane Austen Sal. It's a Facebook group if you want to join. Pattern available on Etsy. I'm sorry, this is such a terrible pic. You're not going to be able to see much going on here. But she just released the 3rd part, which is Emma. No, 4th part. Yeah, 4th part. I'm still in the 1st part. I'm so behind. That's why I considered this as a Stitch Mania contender. Because I'm so behind. I'm still on the 1st part. Emma is my favorite Austen. You know, we all have our favorites. Pride and Prejudice tends to be very popular. The designer Lee, I think her favorite is Mansfield Park. My favorite is Emma. I love Emma. I love all the adaptations. I love the novel. I love Clueless, which is a really like not like super true adaptation. Whatever. I love it. But I'm still on the 1st part, Sense and Sensibility. I'm stitching mine on 36 count X-Jude Designs. It was like a fabric of the month, I think in October, called Dark Mountain. It's like a really nice like stone gray, like a mottled gray. And that's where I'm at. Once I get done with Fabulous Women, if it looks like I could get done, I have no idea. I honestly don't know. how much progress I'm going to have on that during Mania. But if I like crush it, like I would love to start working on that Jane Austen style and get that caught up. Okay. My hair's whatever. Okay. I think that's all I have. Let me just review my notes. I think that's it. I will sincerely try not to wait a whole nother month before I film again. I promise. I will try to be, I try to film every 2 weeks or so. And I have some really exciting stuff I want to share with you guys. Like, I have some, like, what would you call them? Like, Flosstube extras. Like, things I want to show you. Like, my collection. Like, things in my collection I want to do. Things I want to show you. So, I'm going to try to do some of that, hopefully soon. Otherwise, I am glad we got to chat. I apologize for this steering wheel that's been here this whole time. I wish I could start my car and just leave right now and like go home. Instead, I need to go back into work for another 5 hours. Thanks for watching. I will see you next time. Everybody have a great time with your life. I don't know. That was very weird. Ignore me. All right. Bye.